here in a minute. Jad's coming, Daniel and Charles. We're having tacos tonight, and just heating up the beans over here. We've got some hot ones and some mild ones.
Howdy.
Hi, y'all.
Howdy. How's it going, Susan?
We're hot.
Oh, that works.
Now it's going. Let me focus it and then go.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. We going?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do the whole thing now.
Hi. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, nice to see you. Oh boy, here comes Charles. Let's let him in. Oh, there he is.
Hello, Charles. Hi, Charles. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good. How you doing? Good. All right, pleased to meet you, Charles. I heard your tape. I really enjoyed it. We'll have to do some recording sometime.
I've been listening to your stuff and really enjoying it.
All right. Well, we'll have to make some music sometime.
Cool.
This is my album soon to be released.
Yeah, that looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's a test pressing. And
Excellent.
I was having a nervous breakdown when I recorded it. See, that's why it's called the unfinished album.
Uh-huh.
Because it was going to be an hour-long one, you know, but I had a nervous breakdown, so it was only a half-hour one.
Well, I was wondering about it.
Yeah.
It just seems like it gets faster because...
Well, I dropped the tape recorder, you know, and that's what happened. The speed, you mean, the singing? Yeah. That's what would happen. Yeah. Yeah. This is Blast First had printed up. They were going to put it out. See how it's marked out, painted over. And when they met me in New York, they decided not to put the record out.
Yeah.
So apparently they didn't like my songs about the devil. Well, are you hungry? David and them got something to eat.
Yeah, I can hear it.
This is my friend Jad Fair, whom I'm recording an album with.
Daniel and I have been very busy this week, and we've recorded 18
songs. Let's give them a famous song.
When love calls, what will you do?
That's one we just wrote. There's more to that. You'll be hearing that.
Cool.
All right. So, I'm hungry.
I'm very hungry.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we better get something to eat then.
Yeah. What do you say, Susan? You already ate. You already ate.
Yeah.
We'll just start filming again and just talk for a while then and stuff and then
Okay.
and eat. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty strange when you see them like out of the pot.
Yeah. Dude, whatever you might need, I think here. You know, just grab one of those, load it up, and then just like, you know, whatever. Just kind of fire at him.
Charles.
Good to leave a space here.
It's on?
Yep.
Here's some napkins, y'all.
Well, thank you kindly.
Oh, sure.
Tomatoes and cheese and grape juice. I drink a lot of grape juice, so.
Uh-huh.
Especially on the weekends, on Sunday. I like to drink grape juice. So Charles, you got that song. I really like that song of yours called, well, it says, Where Do Babies Go? And you had a number of other questions in the song.
Thinking too much?
Perhaps I could answer some of your questions.
Okay.
We'll talk sometime.
Okay. Yeah, we just write that thinking of like what senior high school kids might be thinking about.
Really good.
Yeah, I think it's good. This way you fix stuff any way you want it. Got all the extras on the table.
Yeah.
David always puts on a pretty good spread up here. Gourmet and otherwise.
So you guys got a title for that album you're working on?
Jad Fair, Daniel Johnston.
And you got all the songs done, or you're still working?
About 18 done.
That ought to be a album's worth.
Well, we're giving some of them the compilations.
We're gonna record for another day or two and then mix down after that.
Oh, so it'll be all completed on this week?
Yeah, we'll complete it by Sunday.
Great. Oh, I forgot a tomato.
Gentlemen, here's to the independent. Long may the labels live.
I'm back. It's
Good.
back. Well, who wrote most of the songs on this new record? Both of you guys?
We've heard a lot of them together. Yeah.
Great.
See, we got Frankenstein Conquers the World.
Excellent.
Song I wrote called I Met Rocky Erickson. I knew Rocky personally in Austin. I used to go to his house and watch horror movies.
Man, wow.
That's all about that. And
So is he kind of a character?
oh, he's real nice.
Yeah. Is he still doing a lot of recording and stuff now? Or
I think they got him doing some things. There's a confirmation record coming out of Texas that he'll be on, that I'll be on the same album. But Rocky Erickson was a very kind gentleman, and he was good friends.
Right.
But you know, I'm not quite sure what he's involved in.
Daniel, you were telling me you might be doing some work with Class I?
Yeah, we might record an album together. One of my favorite bands. And up in New York if we can sometime in 1989. So that'd be nice.
Sounds like you're working a lot of things at the same time.
Well, I've
A lot
got...
of things planned.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, all these albums, Homestead Records are going to release all these old tapes. Songs of Pain, More Songs of Pain, Yep Jump Music.
All right.
And, so, things are really happening.
That's great.
So the record deal I'm making with them is is a 3-record deal that they have to release all in 1 year.
But
Wow.
So that's nice. That's all they could put out, unfortunately.
Not bad.
yeah.
But what I've got planned is that I'll probably be recording at least 5 albums in 1989 with my different plans. I would do more, so I wasn't so lazy.
Right.
Daniel, what's your favorite song off of High How Are You?
Well, I guess I really like Desperate Man Blues. I sang with that, this jazz record that my sister, I was staying with my sister in San Marcos. And it's Johnny Dankworth's orchestra jazz instrumental album, from like the 30s or something. And I was just looking at it and it had this one song called Desperate Dan, And so I said, boy, I identify with that,
Mm-hmm.
So I played it, and then I kept playing it over and over again, And then I wrote, then I made it into a song, Desperate Man Blues, It was Desperate Dan Blues.
Yeah.
That's what it was, So. But I remembered, just when I was recording it, the one that you hear on the album, it goes, I'm lonely, sorry, I'm lonely, scared, scared, sad, sorry, man. Just before I said the word scared, something fell off the shelf right behind me, and it scared me, and I said, scared! Lonely, scared! You can hear the tape, But despair definitely came knocking. But I don't answer that door no more.
So, where'd you guys walking the cow?
Well, I was cutting all these little pictures, anything that was like a little picture, like, like a drawing, like shrunk, reduced in size in newspapers or something. And I would glue them onto the pages of my notebook. So when I turned to that page, I would look at the picture and think of a song or something.
Oh, great.
So I cut out this Borden's ice cream. They have the little girl walking the cow. I cut that out and I glued it in with a bunch of pictures. So later, when I picked up the quarter again, I just opened that page and I saw that picture and I wrote "Walking the Cow."
Sounds like a pretty good way to write a song.
Yeah.
You make up that way or learn it from someone? So, you make up that method of writing songs? Or
Oh, yeah, I just, well, I like to, I was all, doing collages and stuff, and, I always like to, my notebooks, any picture that I like or something, I would put in like a notebook, which would be a diary and a songbook for songs or whatever.
When did you first start writing songs? When you were real little?
Not really, I always, well, as young as I can remember, I knew, or I thought, that I was an artist, and nobody ever told me that or anything. Nobody ever told me, hey, you're going to be famous. Not when I was that young, but I always believed it. I don't know where I got the idea. It's just like, I always thought it. As young as I can remember, 3 or 4, 3 years old, you can barely remember that far, but that's, the way I thought, And, but I knew I was an artist, and I always drew pictures. And I remember in elementary school, in 6th grade, like the day when school was over, the principal took me in his office, and he always told me that I was his favorite student, And but I was like always in trouble. And like he pulled out this file and I was like this, all my transgressions or whatever. And he said, this is all in your past, and he threw it in the trash. And then he said, Daniel, just what are you going to do? What are you going to do without me? And I said, I'm going to be an artist. And that stumped him, he didn't have anything to say. Because I had an answer.
Right.
But so growing up, I started drawing and then was in the comic books, and my favorite comic book artist was Jack Kirby. So what I imagined was that I was going to be a comic book artist, and I wanted to draw Captain America, and I wanted to be as good as Jack Kirby. It was the greatest.
Yeah.
And but I never imagined anything about the music, and I really wasn't into music, really. But when I was in high school, I was about 18 years old, and then, I got into the Beatles, and I remember, like, the first time that I really got a good listen of them, thinking, I didn't know music could be like this. I didn't know it could suggest these kind of ideas, And then I decided that I wanted to be the Beatles.
Yeah.
And now I had piano lessons when I was young, and I could read music, but I had gotten away from it, But anyway, when I decided I wanted to be the Beatles, my parents bought me a little cheap guitar, and I just couldn't do anything with it. And I was real disappointed when I found out I couldn't sing, because I figured that, after listening to the Beatles, and I thought, well, that I could just sound just like them right away,
Yeah.
But that wasn't the way it was, and so I couldn't do anything with the guitar, so I started fiddling about on the piano, and then I started figuring that out after a while, And so then my brother wanted me to become a computer programmer, and then I started working at Astroworld, and my brother took me aside one day and he said, now listen, Daniel, you're not going to go anywhere with these drawings or this music. And I said, well, time will tell. And he goes, but I was playing chord organ in his garage, and they all thought I was crazy, and they wanted to put me away,
So, what are all these songs about, like funeral parlors, stuff like that?
Well, when I was a kid, we went to church every Sunday night after church. It seemed like we were always going to the Arner's funeral home. When I was just real young, we'd go in there, and there, the body in the casket, and I'd always ask my dad for some pennies to get some bubble gum out of the bathroom. They had a bubble gum machine. And when we'd go to leave, Mr. Arner, the funeral home director, would shake my hand and say, "See you later." You know what I mean? I go to school and I went to the funeral home and the Undertaker said, "See you later."
Whoa!
And I always made jokes about the funeral home. And then when I was in junior high and I was in the band, I played trumpet, and like at the football games, when one of the players got hurt, the first aid medic that went out on the field was Mr. Arner, the Undertaker. And I thought, if I was that kid and I looked up and there was the Undertaker. But all this time, all these years making these jokes, and I made jokes about Arner's funeral home all the time. I don't know. It was just there, and we were always going to Arner's funeral home.
Because people were dying, or just like...
Well, it seemed like, somebody knew somebody that somebody knew somebody, Or, we just went all the time.
It wasn't like you just made a regular check.
No, it wasn't, Well, they had a big sign, now showing the late Mr. Brown, So I went to college, and East Liverpool is right across the riverfront, Chester, West Virginia, where the funeral home is, and there was this girl there, and as soon as I saw her, I swear to God, it looked like she was glowing, and I was like looking at her, and I remember I kept looking at her, and like some guy back in the room said, he's on drugs or something, but I was in love, I was in love with her, and as soon as she spoke to me, she was so nice, and I was just completely, madly in love. And she worked at the bookstore at the university, at the branch of Kent State. And I didn't know it, but she already had a boyfriend who was Pete Orner, the son of Mr. Orner. We really had something going. I mean, I would go to the store where she worked, and I'd just be there like 3 hours, just talking, and at this time, Pete Orner went to mortician school in Florida, and while he was away, she would be calling him and saying, "There's this guy, and he's so funny, and he's so funny," and so he left mortician school and came back, and then I remember one day she looked real upset, and she was talking to her aunt, who also worked at the store, and she was going, and I walked up, when she was done talking, I said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And she goes, "Oh, I have cancer." And I thought, oh no, and she left, and I thought, I gathered from what she had been saying that she was going to go to the hospital or something. I said, no, and I went out and I bought a bunch of roses, and I went to the hospital, and I said, because I thought she was going to go right away, and I said, Lori Armour, and I said, or her name was Alan at the time. So, no, and I went to all the medication, no, and I thought, oh, that's terrible, cancer, and so she told me, that she loved him, whatever. So I went to work at Quaker State over the summer, and everybody picked on me all the time. Everybody picked on me, and everybody picked on me and picked on me. But I'd always say something funny, and they all laugh, and they go, "Oh man, when you say something funny like that, we pick on you so hard, and then you say something funny like that, you crack us up." Like one time they mashed all my potato chips, and I said, well, now I won't have to choose much. But so I was at work, and they had soldered my locker shut and wrote in profanity with some kind of solder iron on the thing. And I was trying to get into my locker, and I was knelt over, and they were talking, and they were going, "Yeah, Laura and Pete got married. She was pregnant," and I thought, wow, it wasn't cancer. She was pregnant, And I thought to myself, if only they would know that I knew that girl. I thought, that and that we were in love, But anyway, I was in love with her, and she was married to an Undertaker, and and after she got married, a friend of mine's grandfather died, and the funeral was at Arnold's funeral home, and he wanted me to go with him, and I went, and she was there hanging coats, and as soon as I walked in, I swear to God, this is a true story, and it's in the song Grievances. I recorded this song with the Butthole Surfers. When I walked in, I said, "Hi, how are you?" I swear to God, and I shook her hand, and I looked behind her, and there was an empty casket, and I just thought, oh, I'm just gonna crawl in there. So in the song it says, "And I saw you at the funeral. I said, hi, how are you? Hello. I saw you at the funeral. You were standing there like a temple. I said, hi, how are you? Hello." And I pulled up a casket and crawled in. And so then I got more and more morbid, more obsessed with funeral homes. And I wrote this song, "My Baby Cares for the Dead." Someday my baby will care for me, And I got this idea that I was going to die, and I believed I was going to die. when I wrote Jump Music, I believed I was dying. And I became obsessed with the idea that I was going to die. And, you know, and that I would go, I would die and go, my body would be taken to Arner's and she would be putting marbles in my eyes or something.
Daniel, when I first heard your tape, How Are You, I cried.
The camera's gonna be going like this.
I'll give it like, you know, like point of view, like you're watching it laugh.
Did you get us laughing a little bit?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I think so. I'm not sure exactly where it cut off. It might be before everything went. I don't know.
Now I know. Could you wait for a signal from me?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. That was alright. Alright.
Guys, but should we have some more sitting around in here? Maybe I should get a different camera angle, sit over there, and you guys can sit here and talk to him a little bit more.
Why don't we just say, how about some songs?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, should we have like talking for for a minute or something, and then lead into like,
Yeah. Jad like passed out on the table and he said, Jad. And it's like, I think he wakes up, and goes, oh, I must have passed out. and then the first thing he says is, could you play some songs? So you need a different angle.
Okay.
Okay, tell me what's wrong.
Okay. Give me a second to get this lined up and stuff.
See, I think I passed out. Tell us what.
Okay.
Jad, you alright?
I think I must have passed out.
Well,
Daniel, could you sing us some songs?
alright, Jad.
Got me a coffin, shiny and black. Going to the funeral, never coming back.
do a song that I sang on MTV. When I was out in San Marcos 4 years ago today, they probably would have put me in a home. But I threw all my belongings into a garbage bag and out into the world as I did roam. My hope lay shattered like a mirror on the floor. I saw myself and I looked really scattered, but I lived my broken dream. The wildest summer that I ever knew, I had a flat tire down memory lane. But I came back after 9 months and a half, and then I was just trying to explain. And there I stood, and there I was, with a sweet angel in my hand. I lived my broken dream. My hope lay shattered like a mirror on the floor. I looked at myself and I was really scattered, but I lived my broken dream. I lived my broken dream. Yes, I lived my broken dream. Now I'll play the organ. I'll play a song on the organ. Okay. Here's a song I wrote in Texas. supposed to jump up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah, I'm supposed to jump up. Oh, it's the Beatles.
stand here and I'll. Oh, you keep it rolling. Stand right there, the cameraman, and you sit in the chair. And like I'm sitting here, and I'm just sitting here like I'm done. I'm just sitting here like this. And then he's jumping up and he's gonna make a speech. Okay. So can you get him and me in the picture at the same time? Oh, really? Well, if he jumps up and he's about here, right? Will he be in the picture?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Jad.
Is it going?
Let me sit here for a while and then jump up.
It's the Beatles. It's Elvis. It's the Beach Boys. Daniel, I've never seen anything like that. I'm sorry, I didn't do it very well.
Do you want to do it again?
Charles, you do it.
No, you gotta do it. Do it
Oh,
again.
no, I've had the last couple skits.
No, I'll give him something. You gotta do this. Okay. Yo, be real loud. Okay. Film me sitting here for a minute before he comes back. Okay.
Daniel, I've never seen anything like this. It's the Beatles. It's Elvis. Yeah. I think this is a job for Susan.
We've got something for her to do later.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Okay, do a shot. Come over here.
Yeah.
Okay, do a shot of Jad sitting back down, and you're be asleep.
Asleep?
Yeah. And he goes, well, what did you think of that? Hey, wake up.
Oh, man.
Do it. It'll be so funny. Okay, come over here. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, stand up. Like you sit down again. Okay. Film the chair, okay? Like he sits back down. No, wait. You put your hands down like you're sound asleep. That's what I mean. Yeah, like head tilted over a little more. Head tilted a little more. Yeah, good. Okay. And you sit down. All right. Action.
Charles, what did you think about that? Wake up, Charles.
I must have passed out or something.
Okay.
All right. Daniel, why don't you play some music? I forgot if I was supposed to say anything or.
That was great. That was fun.
Daniel, do that one about tears, stupid tears.
Okay. Now, when I finish this song, Susan, you are going to say, that was a great song. Oh. Or something. No, or how about you trip
I'm
over?
too shy.
Oh, come on. No, all right. All you have to do is, that was a great song, and go, that was a great song. That was a great song. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's get something in the background. I like to open.
It's probably just going to show the light stuff.
Oh, that'll be all right.
That's what I'm seeing, is lights in the window.
Oh, you won't see that, though. You got anything cool on video? Like something that could be showing while I sing the song?
I don't think both things are gonna get picked up though, Daniel.
What do you mean?
I mean, in the view finder, unless he's panning back and forth, kind of thing.
We'll just have to get somebody else to come and film. Now, what I mean is, sit by the TV. Now here, this will work. If you don't believe in magic, watch this. Stand here. Right here where you can see the television. Right here.
It takes and which goes to show.
What is this? Is this a cable station? Do you know anything about it? You get MTV?
Not in here.
I was hoping the news would be on. Or you got the loner. Is this Aunt William?
Clown.
Yeah. You got anything on videotape that's interesting?
What are you looking?
Here we go. Right?
Yeah.
Keeping that in the picture? Time is a matter of fact. It's gone and it'll never come back. And mine is wasted all the time. Tears, stupid tears, bring me down. I got lucky by coincidence, but I got my feelings down. My head looking at the ground. Tears, stupid tears, bring me down. How could you know that's where the wind blows? Out to the wind, that's where my love goes. And it brings me down. Tie my brain into a knot. Those tears, stupid tears, bring me down. I know that I have a friend. He stays with me all day long. He knows. And I walk with his shell. I was born in the body, and right from the start, those tears, stupid tears, been tearing us apart. How could I know that's where the wind blows? Right to the wind, that's where my love goes, and it brings me down. Tie my brain into a knot. Those tears, stupid tears, bring me down.
You think girls do that? You think girls ever say to a guy, I'm going to give you a big diamond ring? You
No,
marry me?
I think you're right, but I think, what it says is I can promise you things like big diamond rings, so you could be giving him a fishing pole.
Oh. I don't think it's quite the same, man.
Well, I stretched it a little, okay?
But it sounds like the promises a man might make to a woman.
Yeah, I think the song was a...
Can I do that again? Okay. Okay, ready?
Nashville now. Music videos and concert performances, along with stock.
Time is a matter of fact, and it's gone and it'll never come back. And mine is wasted all the time. Tears, stupid tears, bring me down. I got lucky by coincidence, but I got my feelings bent in my head, looking at the ground. Tears, stupid tears, bring me down. How could you know that's where the wind blows? Out to the wind, that's where my love goes. And it brings me down, tie my brain into a knot. Those tears, stupid tears, bring me down. I know that I have a friend. He stays with me all day long. He knows. And I walk in his shadow. I was born in the body and right from the start, those tears, stupid tears, was tearing us apart. How could I know that's where the wind blows? Out to the wind, that's where my love goes. And it brings me down, tie my brain into a knot. Those tears, stupid tears, bring me down.
I will say this. David Hall is a man you probably don't know, but he has worked very hard to make the Nashville Network a success and to make it so that so many people all over North America can see it. So I think you'd like him, despite his age. Okay. Now tonight we're
That'd be a good way to end, despite his age. Well, you know, I was bragging about the so-called magic that was going to happen. But when I was down in Austin one time, we were making copies of my tape, Continued Story, and we had the TV on. And every song was coming on, I would switch the channel, and they were just doing it to the music. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I started saying, videotape it, we'll put it out, you know. So we started videotaping everything. But I might have been high on marijuana too, yeah. But
Oh, you got people clapping after.
that was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
Well, Daniel, tell about finding your way to my house.
I was originally going to take a bus to Jad's house to record the album. However, when I found myself at the bus station, the wind was just sort of blowing in a certain type of direction. I threw my ticket in the garbage, and I just started walking. I went down the street a while, and this yellow Volkswagen pulled up. This guy with real long hair and a Grateful Dead stickers on his car. He said, "Hey, where you going, buddy? I'll take you anywhere you want to go, buddy. Where you going?" And I goes, "How do I know you're not some kind of freak?" He goes, "I am a freak, brother." And since he called me brother, I knew that, And so we took off, man. And he said, "What do you want? Women? Drugs?" I said, "Man, I don't need it. I just need to get to Maryland. I'm going to record an album with Jad Fair." And he said, "Jad Fair?" I swear to God, I swear, his hair stood straight up. He goes, "Jad Fair!" And he opened up this box. It was all half Japanese tapes, half Japanese, and bootlegs, and And he goes, he says, "You know Jad Fair?" And I go, "Yeah, And he said, "Well, who are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm Daniel Johnston." He goes, "Who the hell is Daniel Johnston?" And things were getting kind of hairy. He started acting weird. He was like, his muscles in his arms. I wonder who that is. Now she comes out and she tells me, it's Kim Foley. We were talking about this idea. Do you think that phone would be heard on the videotape?
It was Randy.
Film you coming back and you say, "Daniel, it's Kim Foley on the phone." And
Kim Foley?
Kim Foley.
Kim Foley.
And I'll say, "Tell him I'm not here."
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, all right. When she says that, then pan over to me.
Okay.
Daniel, it's Kim Foley on the phone.
Tell him I'm not here. Now what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Oh, you were telling like about how you got here, and the guy was saying, here's Daniel Johnston and his arm muscles.
So anyway, we were driving like for days. I didn't know where the heck we were. I said, "Where are we?" He says, "Colorado." I said, "Colorado? I gotta get to Maryland, record an album with Jad Fair, And he goes, "Jad Fair?" And he pulled over and he started just walking. And he just kept walking, And finally he was gone. I couldn't see him anymore. He just walked, He left the keys in the car. So I started driving. And I didn't know where I was. And so I pulled the car over. It was real late. And I don't know where I was. And I was asleep. And I woke up and, there was like this light, and I couldn't, it was a UFO, And the whole car was picked up inside of this thing. And I went in and it was like a science fiction movie or something, but it was real. I mean, little green men, just like in the movies, And they said, we will experiment, this specimen, and I was going, "Wait, man, I got to record an album with Jad Fair." And one of the Martians goes, "Jad Fair?" And said, "We'll get you there." And they brought me to Jad's house. Don't put that in.
But Daniel, tell him about the cigarette butts.
I wrote a song called "I Saved Cigarette Butts for a Poor Girl Across Town." Well, when I was going to school at Kent State, I was in charge of a haunted house put on by the Lions Club or one of those organizations. And I heard that they were going to put one on, so I went over there and told them that I would be in charge of it and everything. So I organized this haunted house in this real big building. We had the whole basement and everything. And there was another haunted house in town put on by the JCs, and they had quite a reputation for being a good haunted house. So we went up to see what theirs was like. And we got as much business as they did. So it was really quite surprising because we were in the same town. But we went up to see what it was like, and I had a gorilla mask on. And there were some girls there, and we started talking to them, and we convinced them to come to the haunted house and work at the haunted house. Now this one girl, her name was Lori Graham, and the thing about it is she got in that car with me, and you know, we took off. She got in the car with me, and I had a gorilla mask on. She never saw my face. So, you know, what do you think of a girl that would get in a car with a guy with a gorilla mask on? Well, anyway, she was real poor, and I was going to college, and she was also very young. And I was going to college, and she liked to smoke cigarettes, and she'd always ask me to buy her cigarettes. And so one time but I couldn't afford to get her cigarettes, so I was at school, and all the rich girls were sitting there waiting for class to begin, and when the bell rang or whatever, they would put all their cigarettes out, those real long Virginia Slims or whatever, in the ashtrays there in the hall, and they'd be, you know, just hardly smoked, you know. And I thought, yeah, I'll take those, you know, to Lori, you know. And so I got a big bunch of them, and she said, oh, thanks, you know, and she'd smoke them. And so I had my mom sew in a pocket inside of my coat, and I would just keep putting them in there all the time, you know. And so, as in the story, one time I was over at her house, and she was talking about marriage or whatever, and then some guy came over, and she wanted to go out with him, but I was like there, you know. And so she said, would you babysit my baby sister? You know, because they were going to a wrestling match. So so she went out, and then so a week or so later, I thought I'd go back over to her house and give her one more chance. And when I got to the door and I looked in the door, her and that guy were having a wrestling match on the sofa.
What's the story behind the song Wicked Will?
Okay, son?
I don't know if it is. Let me see.
It's a red light. A red light is
Oh,
showing.
yeah. Okay. It's gone.
Okay. Okay, now, I just finished playing a song. And
Great song! Great! What did you think, Susan?
Right?
Great song. Do another one, Daniel.
good, okay. Now, I just finished the story. At this time, Susan's asleep.
Okay.
So lay your head back, Susan.
Okay.
So he says, that's a great story. And then you say, what did you think, Susan? And then he wakes you up and you say, oh, I must have passed out. Ready? Go.
Great story. What did you think, Susan? Susan?
Oh, I must have passed out.
Film it again, because I was laughing. Film it again. Okay. Wait a minute.
Okay. Great story, Daniel. What did you think, Susan? Susan?
Oh, I must have passed out.
Now what?
Okay, let me think,
Jump up and spin around in a
I'm going to
circle?
go somebody else.
okay, well, just one more thing so we can splice in. And, oh, like after I finish the Don't Play Cards with Satan, both of you are leaning forward and just, with your eyes open, your mouths open.
Okay.
Just don't laugh.
Okay. It looks like you're laughing.
I am. Try it again.
Okay.
That's great, we'll use it. We'll do it one more time. Stare as long as you can before you laugh, but the laugh is okay.
long to
You
fight
shouldn't.
that.
You shouldn't have talked. That was good. That was good. Okay, well, let's do this one more time. Stare as long as you can. Stare as long as you can without laughing.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can use one of those. Very good. That was a great song. Just say it.
That was a great song.
Okay. All right. Now,
Okay.
there we go. Back to the pro. Okay, I'll sit over here. One shot of them. Now you. Oh, we need the light different one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Susan. Okay, now, well, just a shot of them sitting there. Now, Charles, you lean forward, and you put your hands like this, and you go, like you lean forward. I don't believe you. Okay, now lean back and do it.
I don't believe you.
Very good.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't believe it.
Do you believe this, Jack?
No. I don't believe it. Maybe it's true. I don't. Maybe. But it seems pretty sincere.
I don't believe you. Let me turn my shirt around.
No, not yet.
No.
Okay, I think I'd like to have that like a long segment in. But that would be in after when the phone rings and she says, because I just did part of that false story. You know what I mean? Okay, now
That's Tim
Now-
Floyd.
okay, now I'm gonna tell some more stories.
Okay.
Good.
So okay, where was a good place to play? Okay.
Wait, let me get it over here a second.
So okay, the beginning of this is you'll say, but now I don't understand this about these funeral home songs. Why are all these songs about the funeral home? I don't understand it. Ready?
One thing I've been wondering about, why all those songs about the funeral homes?
Okay, I think you need to talk a little louder.
Oh, maybe I better sit up a little
Okay,
straight.
okay,
That's probably it.
okay.
Well, one thing I've been wondering about is, why all these songs about funeral homes and undertakers and, curses and stuff like that. Shouldn't I ad-lib?
What?
Shouldn't I ad-lib that?
Yeah. No, I was still gonna put the laughing in there.
Oh!
We'll leave it all in. Get a close up of his face. So let's start talking and get some dialogue going. Okay. You want to ask me a question?
We need to get the light.
Want it somewhere else?
Well, like
I think you
maybe.
need to replug it because it's at the end of its rope here.
Yeah. It's just like you're in the shadow. We should. Or Jad, why don't you just switch places with you?
Daniel right here?
Yeah, just put Daniel in the middle, and then it'll be all right.
Okay.
And then,
Now you say, Daniel, is he in the picture?
I got it zoomed in. Let me zoom back and see who I
You
got
want him
there.
to scoot some in some more?
Well, I'm zooming it back right now. We'll see who gets in it here.
I want everybody in the picture, and you can go around. You know,
Yeah.
Zoom in and whatever.
Yeah. When it's all the way back, everyone's in. But it would be good, Jed, if you can scoot just a little bit.
And you ask me again. You go, yeah, Daniel, what are these songs about the funeral home? And I'll start laughing. And I'll go, but didn't I tell you the story? And I'll start laughing, and then we'll all start laughing.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yes, Daniel, what are all these stories about the funeral home?
What do you mean? What do you mean, Jad? I just told the whole story. The funeral home, the girl, she married the Undertaker. I thought I was gonna die. We're all gonna die. The funeral home. We're all going there. You too, Jad. You too, Charles. Could be pretty soon. He said, see you later. She married an Undertaker.
What about rascals on your lawn? On their lawn?
Her and I knew we were just ashamed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's not like good. That's one of my saddest songs. Because it reminds me of like stuff that felt gross. Where you like start going on and watching their face. So anyway. Sorry.
Hello.
Sorry to go away from the script.
No, it's good. You know. What? That'll be in.
Oh.
Hey, you know, ask me another question, and then after a while, or you want to tell your story right now?
Sure.
About okay, I'll start it out like I'll be laughing, and Jad will say, stop laughing like that, and then you'll tell your story. Now
Okay.
say it loud, okay? All right.
Daniel, stop.
Yeah, so I had a story about when I first got Daniel Johnston tapes in the mail. I was at work and all day like I had this cold that kept getting worse and worse and worse. And finally, like I left work for home, went home early, and when I got home, a big package of tapes from Jeff, and then like I played one, and before the last half was over, I didn't have a cold anymore. That's a true story.
Daniel, stop laughing.
Stop laughing like that.
Okay, now let's. Do we want to do a few more stories? You want to ask me a question about some song or something?
Yeah.
Just say it loud. That's all.
Okay. Let me look at list of songs.
Why don't you ask me? Is it true you recorded with the Butthole Surfers?
Okay.
here, let me see the album. And, like, we'll just have it sitting right here.
Daniel, is it true that you recorded with the Butthole Surfers?
Wait a minute, was he in the picture?
No. Let me back it up.
Daniel, is it true that you recorded with the Butthole Surfers?
Yeah, I recorded with the Butthole Surfers. Back in January 1987. I had just been released from an insane asylum as a result of an acid trip. I was at a Butthole Surfer concert when I freaked out. They played that song, I'll Never Be the Same.
Which song was that, Daniel?
That song, Sweet Love. I'll never be the same. Okay, now, you want to ask me? Okay, at this point you say, wait, don't tell any more stories. Don't tell any more stories. I gotta go to the bathroom. Don't tell any more stories till I get back.
Are we already to do that already?
Well, you want to tell some? I think we're about wrapped up.
Oh,
Okay.
I think a couple more good stories would be great. I mean, if you got any.
I think we pretty. I want to get the cool final.
Okay.
You can say it loud.
Wait a minute. Don't tell any more stories. Just wait a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Just stay where you are. I'll be right back.
Okay, now you're sitting there and I'm sitting there. Let me say. Gosh, it's been over an hour. Are you gonna come back from the bathroom?
Gosh, it's been over an hour. Isn't he ever going to come out of that bathroom?
I don't know, man. Okay, now. Okay, Charles. I think he really did go in the bathroom. Charles. He really did go in the bathroom. You ready?
Yeah.
You really did go to the bathroom.
Time to go to the bathroom.
Okay, now stand there for a minute. Stand back for a minute. Okay, we're asleep, and we'll be, let us, when we do the tape, let us just sit here for, a while, for a minute or so. And then you walk in, and you walk out in front of the camera, and you stand with your back turned, and you look, and then you turn around, you look around, you're looking all around, and then you turn around again, and you stand there for a second, and then you reach in and you take the album, and then you stand to the side and you're looking at it, and then you walk off and pan off him walking, and if you can't, stand up and him, I don't know, just of him walking away. If you can't stand up and him going out the door, can you do that?
Well,
You want to change your angle?
it'd be better to keep the same angle, I think, with the other two shots that we've already established.
No, you do a
think?
different angle, just like in the movies. The angle's
Okay.
changed. Stand up and then follow him down the stairs.
Okay.
Stand up like this. You might want to move that. Is that light going to be in your way?
Nah.
Okay. Now we're here and now do you understand the instructions? Kind of look around and then look at the album for a while. Flip it over.
Kind of flip.
Look at.
Like in a way you can see.
Yeah, and stand like you're looking at it, and then like look back at us for a second, and then take it and walk down and go out the door. Okay. Now let us sit here for a second. Okay, this is we'll start to take and let us lay here for a minute.
Okay.
Wait. That was too long. Not that long. Okay, count to 20 real fast. 1,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4,
fucking
5,
more.
6. Okay.
I was making it a minute.
Okay. Well, that was too long. All right, start again. Start laughing. Okay, let's try it again. I got an idea. Started out with the toilet flushing, and then come out. Like waiting a few seconds, then flush the toilet. Is it right there?
That's good. Yeah.
I think about it. Okay. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, now put the How Are You record on.
Okay.
Alright? Alright, very good. And it'll be like, well, Jad, why don't you put the record on? Where's the volume?
It's, I don't
Is
know.
it already set for the volume, David?
Well, I thought we had it, but
I'm not getting any,
Okay, well, wait a second.
How are you?
yeah, I want it
Every
up.
morning he got up, getting each moment he had to be awake. He'd look at the floor.
So when I'm laying there, put it on. Okay, and then stand where you're standing. With tilt to the side so you can get me. Okay, this is it.
okay.
Now, before he puts it on, get a shot of me laying here sleeping.
Right.
Hi, how are you? Every morning he got up, dreading each moment he had to be awake. He'd look at the floor for one dumb record. He never found a better way to joke around. The clock would tick and time went slow and there wasn't anywhere he wouldn't
You posted
go.
when I look out, you pan over to his shirt, remember?
I thought we wait until you say you got the shirt on backwards.
Not until you focused on the shirt.
Okay. I was waiting for you to say that before I went to shirt. Okay.
When I
got it.
look at him for a second, then you turn over. Okay, we put it on. Okay, wait a second. Let me just sit. Okay.
Hi, how are you? Every morning he got up, dreading each moment he had to be awake. He'd look at the floor for one dumb record.
Let's do it again. Can we do it again? I wanted to wake up when he said awake.
The clock would tick and time went. Hi, how are you? Every morning he got up, dreading each moment he had to be awake. He'd look at the floor for one dumb record. He never found a better way to joke around. The clock would tick and time went slow and there wasn't anywhere.
Dad, you've got the shirt on backwards.
Daniel, I do everything backwards.
The wall and just didn't seem to matter much at all.
Why are you talking so strange?
He had a face
Daniel, you are on national television.
in his dreams. She came to him and she said, for you, no one understands.
I would have liked it if you pointed.
For you,
You want to do it again?
and every word that
Wanna do it again?
everyone would say got mumbled up in his head.
How was the film?
Like my
Yeah, the only problem is when you walk over Jad, like a shadow changes on his face when you come in front of the thing there. So I would say put it on and then get it in your place as fast as you can. And
Okay.
while it's just that the second before.
Well, I think it's good if there's a shadow. It's like something happens, like
Oh, okay.
darkness. It's a good thing.
Okay, you all set?
Yeah, it's going.
Start again.
Hi,
Sorry.
how are you?
I goofed up.
Every morning. Hi, how are you? Every morning he got up, dreading each moment he had to be awake. He'd look at the floor for one dumb record. He never found a better way to joke around. The clock would tick and time went slow and there wasn't anywhere he wouldn't go.
Dad, you've got the shirt on backwards.
Daniel, I do everything backwards.
Didn't seem to matter much at all. But late at night,
Why are you talking so strange?
Daniel, you are on national television.
she came to him and she said, for you, no one understands you, for you, and every word
Now,
that everyone would say. got
how was the
mumbled
shooting?
up
Did you-
in his head.
You,
Like
okay.
mumble jumble,
I did everything I was
everyone
supposed to.
went, it
Very
seemed
good.
everyone was saying to him.
Okay, can I turn this around now, Daniel?
No, there'll be one last scene. What?
Jad,
How
can
do
you
I
rewind it
work?
for him?
Yeah, I'm rewinding.
Push play and then just push backwards and
Yeah,
that'll get
push
it back
play
a
so
little
you can
bit.
see it.
And you probably want to crank up the volume on it a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. No, farther than that. We didn't have time to get back out of the picture and everything. Get it back to when it was zoomed in on the shirt, so we got plenty of time. Okay. Now turn up the volume.
Well, it's not Ladies and gentlemen, it is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Daniel Johnston. Daniel, you're world famous, and all you had to do was sell your soul to the devil.
No! This isn't real, it's a dream!
It is real, Daniel.
No! It's a dream!
It's real.
No! No, it's not happening! This isn't true! No! No!
It's real.
No, it's not! No, it's not!
It's
It's
real.
not
South Pacific, he flew 58 combat missions. In those missions, as in everything else he's done in his life, George Bush showed that quiet courage.
I'm talking over the TV.
Yeah, the TV is almost louder than you guys. I don't know.
Okay, we'll turn it down just a little bit.
I just did turn it down.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Jack, get out of the picture. Yeah. Okay. You want to make sure you got it focused again?
Yeah.
Okay, roll the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Daniel Johnston.
You're world famous, Daniel, and all you had to do was sell your soul to the devil.
No! No! This isn't real, it's a dream!
It is real, Daniel.
No! No, it's a dream! It's a dream!
No dream.
No!
It's real.
No! No! It's a dream! It's a dream! It's a dream! It's a dream!
It's real, Daniel.
No! No! It's not real!
It's
No!
real, Daniel. You're world famous, Daniel.
Oh no! No!
It's not a dream, Daniel.
It's a dream! It's a
You're
dream!
world famous, and all you had to do was sell your soul to the devil.
No! 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 It isn't true! It isn't true! It is a dream! It isn't true!
It's no dream, Daniel.
We can keep America.
Okay. Now, back on to me sleeping, and I wake up and I look at the camera and I see the end of the thing. Okay. Very good. You want to do it again, Jad?
No, we did. I like you, God.
Okay, tell me when you're filming. No, you zoomed in on the TV. It wasn't on the TV.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
You wanna see?
Kind of thing. It would be great to do some more. You know, half Japanese or yeah. Maybe it could be just half Japanese and the Daniels. Maybe that would be enough. How long do you think this would be altogether? A half hour?
Easy. There's a half an hour of good stuff, and maybe more. I would say.
Turn down
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
sound.
I gotta,
Turn the TV
yeah,
off.
okay, just a second. I gotta set the white balance here too.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay. Do it again. I didn't get it. Let me study myself around something.
Ooh.
Man,
Get done with that study, Dave.
it's all right. Okay, it's going.
Say, why did it look funny?
Yeah, no, it just seemed like it was. Yeah, it's hard for me to hold it still that long. And then you want to try one more? I mean, probably in all that we got. There's enough to.
I'm sure that
to
was
do
enough.
it.
You didn't shake until just the end.
Let me sit down in this, and we'll just do one more real quick one.
Okay, fine.
I mean, it'll only take us 30 seconds more. And
Well, one thing, once you set it still for a while, when I look at the camera, and keep it there for a while, and after a sort of a long pause, then go for an extreme close-up as you can.
that's what I just did.
You did that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well start from the regular shot of just my face, right?
Uh-huh.
And do that towards the end.
Uh-huh.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Let me make sure this focus is right. Okay. Okay.
I thought that would be funny, sort of like the Sgt. Pepper, the note that goes on forever. The